I am alive.
Do you know if you're going to have clerk@berlintwp.us or township clerk?
I believe so. I think it's gonna be clerk. Go.
I call to order the special meeting of the Berlin Township Trustees for March 27, 2024. If you'll join me with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Please call the roll.
Trustee Bullard, absent. O'Brien,
Here.
Rail.
Here.
Okay, so the first item is the discussion and consideration of taking actions regarding damages caused by the tornado storm event of 2/14/24. So I will update the board a little bit on this. Unfortunately, there is not the amount of information that I had anticipated. We were told that the insurance adjuster would have that information to us by yesterday. After repeated calls that Jesse made since the report was to be sent to him and no response or answer, he left messages. I asked Fiscal Officer Smith to make a call and to give me the number if they didn't respond to her. Then they responded to Jesse and said that the report would not be available at the earliest until Friday and likely Monday. And he said he didn't know why they told us that we would have had it by yesterday. Didn't seem particularly apologetic, but busy, not rude, but not helpful. So that is where we are on that. I also was in contact with Alex McCarthy at the Delaware County Office of Homeland Security and Emergency Management. I always call it EMA because that's what it used to be called. So the Ohio Volunteer Organization Active in Disasters has reached out, and they may have funding to pay for 2 to 4 dumpsters. Rumpke said they would not donate them, but they would make them available at the same price they did to Berkshire, which was either $625 or $675. So if it's the board's will, I'm going to call Jesse tonight and have them ask the Ohio Volunteer Organization Active in Disasters to see if they will, in fact, fund Rumpke in order for the dumpsters to be at the fire station. Now, the fire station is going to, of course, have the Easter egg hunt on Sunday. So my thought is to try to get it there on Monday.
Would you like authorization? Move to authorize Trustee O'Brien to coordinate efforts and execute all documents associated with the provision of dumpsters between Rumpke and Ohio Volunteer Organization Active in Disasters, VOAD.
Second, discussion. Please call the roll.
O'Brien,
Yes.
Rail.
Yes.
I've been very active on this activity, but I don't have any other actions that need to be taken. Jesse has been in contact with me recently quite a bit and been very proactive and in working through various things. But he really has the authorization, but he's wanting to make sure that the board will be in alignment. But since he has those, I'm not really giving him direction that he doesn't, or he has the authority to do.
So we have, I would like to discuss the estimates that we received. And the reason why I'd like to discuss them is because I think every one of them came above $75,000 for both the siding and roofing. So
when you say and, you mean in combination?
In combination. Yes. So we have great roofing, $28,000 for siding, ballpark, and roof ballpark was $50,000. But they said if we need to replace any, sheets because of water damage up there, then it would be $70 extra per sheet. So it may exceed that cost, but that comes to $79,000. Then we have Columbus siding and roofing, who we were waiting for their voicemail to come through, or their estimate to come through. And they are at the roof package of $49,140 and the siding package of $30,240. Then we had Red Tail, and I think you got that estimate.
Yes, $30,964.34 for the roofing. They can, but have not yet done a siding estimate.
Mm-hmm.
But I know their quality in their roofing. I don't know their quality in their siding. So
Well, so our issue at hand is if this is to be considered a combined project, we of course would have to take it to bid if it was over $75,000. And what I am open to proposing is either going back to one company and saying it all has to come in under $75,000. If you can't make that work, then we can't go with you. Or we could combine it because, as you saw, Great Roofing is $28,000 for the siding.
Yes.
And we could go with Great Roofing for the siding and say not to exceed $30,000 or something like that. And then we could go with Red Tail for the roofing, not to exceed $35,000. And we would still be under guaranteed that $75,000. And then whatever, so we could potentially authorize those two to do those projects pending the insurance report coming back and with the coverage for that. And then that way you could proceed forward with Great Roofing or Red Tail, depending on how that report comes back and if you'd like to do that route. Or we can wait till Monday, but I would prefer to just take action if we're able to and keep it under 25,000.
I actually prefer waiting till Monday, but I also don't mind getting things ready for actual action on Monday. So, what was the name of Great
Roofing.
And their siding was only 28,000.
Well, then Columbus was only 30.
Yeah.
So they're coming in pretty much in the same ballpark. I know that the only comparison, because they're similar, is we have used Columbus siding in the past, and the quality of the work was fine. It was 6 to 8 weeks to get the siding done.
So it was more of a timing issue.
Yeah, so I would say we would probably want to, if we wanted to differentiate anything, we could go back to these companies and say, how long
Okay,
until?
I can make those calls.
Okay.
One advantage of going with this split and making it under the 75,000 is not only is it not have to be bid, but it also doesn't have to be prevailing wages.
Right.
Because these prices don't even really include prevailing wages, and well,
Yeah, that's a great point. So I think no matter what, we need to keep it under 75,000, and none of these companies combined got us there, but and if you know of Red Tail Roofing's quality, and if you trust their quality, they came in lower on that, and so we can have the two different combinations, keep it under that. So I think the question of how long would be relevant to that, because they're close enough that, I mean, Great Roofing could come in at 30,000. He was estimating us, giving us a ballpark, so they could come in at, all things being the same between them and Columbus siding price-wise, how soon would they do it? And I'm assuming we would want to maintain the white siding. That's what I had indicated, I said just replace it.
I hadn't thought about, I'm not wedded to white, but I'm used to white. The only problem with white is that,
Looks dirty quicker.
well, that, but also it attracts leaves.
What color doesn't attract anybody's?
Well, white is the number one, so anything bright does.
I like the idea of like a nice blue,
That'd be pretty.
Township blue?
township blue. Maybe a little darker, more like navy, closer to navy.
Might get hot.
Yeah. I also like the idea of, it would be more expensive though, so, but I like the idea of the vertical siding too, the barn house style siding. Vertical.
I don't want to get more expensive. The color I'm not as.
In color, well, there's like a range of colors that are there, they're all the same price.
Yeah, that's what I mean, I'm not wedded to a price. I'm into a color, but we can discuss that on Monday. And
But ask them about the color too, how long,
if color makes a time difference too, because of
Yeah. yeah.
I mean, white could even be longer. I mean, 'cause
Yeah.
who knows?
Okay. And then for red tail, do you want to ask them for the siding quote as well? Is that not their thing? Is that why you need to receive it?
They would have a different person come in and do it.
So it's not like it would be, yeah. Well, I like what I saw for Great Roofing. I liked how quickly they turned around things, so that, up at the Pines. So that was the reason why I called them, was because basically none of the other companies, they had their information up front, but I didn't see work had already been done, except for Great Roofing, the two right at the front, the roofs were already
And
there.
see, I know I have experienced red tail in roofing and not on siding, so it's just that more comfortable. They did Grace Point Community Church's roof.
Okay, well, yeah. And then they're also cheaper, so it works out well. And if we gotta keep it under that. And we have to have the assurance that they can, keep it under that. Okay. Anything else with regard to damages caused by the tornado/storm event on 3/14?
No, I can just update you that the cemetery is in pretty good shape, except for the limbs that are still attached and, damaged, and so.
That they have to get high up for?
And Adams is coming in to do that, we approved that already, but everything else pretty much is done. I don't know if you saw
The monument was, yeah, that looked good.
It did look good.
It looked flush.
That was a large one we had to have the contractor come in.
Yeah.
That was quick.
So things are progressing.
I saw that FEMA was in town.
I don't know if that really means anything, since we're under the threshold of uninsured losses. I mean, obviously, insured losses would have taken it over the threshold, but maybe they'll find something, and then all of a sudden there'll be money after the need.
Need passes, well, yeah, so, okay,
That was all I have. So are we ready to move on?
yes.
Okay, so that takes us to discuss, consider, and take action on fiscal officer support.
So I've spoken to Claudia Smith about her transition. She's served for a number of years faithfully in this township and done a great job. And our new fiscal officer has expressed interest in continued support and training for at least a little bit to get up to speed on the job. And so in those discussions, it seemed like there was a good balance in terms of being able to provide some extra training and support at Ms. Smith's convenience for potentially up to 100 hours. The only outstanding question, and I think I would want it to also be spread out so that at no point in time is she working like a 40-hour week of that 100 hours. So I would probably think it would be best to say up to 10 hours a week, not to exceed 100 hours. And however the new fiscal officer, Ms. Smith, worked that out, could be up to them in terms of coordinating when she would come in to help out the fiscal office. But I also think that it would be appropriate for the chair of the board to approve the timesheets for Ms. Smith and kind of coordinate that as needed.
Do you have a rate of pay?
That was the only outstanding question was, I wasn't sure what we wanted to do for a rate of pay.
I didn't know if anything like that was in the organizational meeting.
Currently, there is the assistant to the fiscal officer at $36.11 an hour. There is also an other clerical at $18.06 an hour.
I would think it would at least be the 3611 assistant.
To the fiscal, yeah, I was thinking the same. And I think that that would be appropriate while recognizing that, it is taxpayer dollars that are coming in to support and train. I think that this is a important enough position to ensure that training and support is there to effectively transition the office and its duties.
I agree. You
Yeah.
to make that motion?
And then the only other question would be effective date.
Well, I would think it'd be effective April 1st and sunset December 31st.
Mathematically, that doesn't work.
What?
100 hours, no more than 10 hours.
It's up to 10, and then she could work no hours 1 week.
Right,
and
right.
come in.
Oh, week, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so
I'm sorry, week, I was thinking month. That's only 8 months. I'm sorry.
because I'm thinking, what, I don't know that she'll want to do it, but what would be helpful for you is to have a lot up front, 10 hours a week up front towards it. And then save some for the very last week, but I don't know that she'll be in town. But the last week when you close the books, it'll be helpful if she can be here.
Yeah.
I think that makes very good sense.
Move to appoint Claudia Smith as assistant to the fiscal officer on a temporary basis at a rate of $36.11 per hour for up to 10 hours per week, not to exceed 100 hours with an effective date of 4/1/24 and expiration date, sunset date of 12/31/2024.
Second. Discussion. I think we pretty much covered it, so I'm ready to vote.
I think the only thing to note would be to have her right now with Trustee Bullard serving as the chair. That would be who would approve her time sheets.
And he'll be chair until December 31st, 2024. That's so convenient. Further discussion? Please call roll.
Brian,
Yes.
Brad,
Yes.
thank you.
You're welcome. Anything else on item 4 or 5 fiscal officer support for tornado storm event?
No.
That is all on the agenda for a special meeting, so
Move to adjourn.
I second. Please call the roll.
O'Brien,
Yes,
Brown.
Yes.
we are adjourned.